Hey folks, how's it going? It's Friday. This is Aaron from Simon and Simon Art. And you know what? Just got off work and decided to go back to drawing. If you're looking at this video, I'm actually making changes to this pattern called, so far I'm calling it Pacman Unhinged. I might change it to something else, but I haven't decided yet. But when I do, you folks will be the first to know. So, what's been going on since I haven't really been talking on here? Well, last month I turned 48. I got my silver glove in Savant, which that was a pretty interesting number. If you don't know what Savant is basically French boxe or French kickboxing. It's an art that started, of course, in France and became very popular over the years. So, and of course I did the test on my birthday and I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. I took it as it was gonna be challenging because at the time I was also still recovering from a hip flexor injury, which I to this day don't know how that happened. So mobility, whatnot, is hard since that is a sport where, or an art where you have to have a lot of mobility, and the older you get, the harder it is with that mobility. So let's just say it was very challenging, and also I was very, very tired by the end. I was like, oh man, I'm not doing this again and whatnot. And I was like, now I also realized like, now I know why I probably won't be doing Muay Thai for a while, because that was also that's also a very hard and very intense martial art to get into as you get older. I mean, some people can do it. Others, they find it a little bit hard. I mean, for me, it was very challenging. And normally with stuff, I find I can do very easy. But because of, like I said, when I had this hip flexor injury, it was very hard to do some of the moves, because a lot of the moves you have to kick high, kick without placing the leg down on the floor, do jump kicks, do a jumping high kick, and then as you land, follow up by another kick. You might be going from low to high to middle in one go, and now you're sitting there going, oh, this is rough. But all in all, it was fun. And now we are in our, and then for Thanksgiving, hung out with family and everything else. And now me and Arlie, we're getting ready for Christmas. If you don't know, we've opened up an Etsy store along with our art store. So on our art store, we're just selling the art prints on paper and on canvas. And because we realized the price there is a little bit cheaper, but for anything specialty like acrylic or metallic, we found another site that's a little bit cheaper in price, and the quality is pretty much the same, and it's actually pretty good. So that's good. So if you get a chance, go to our Etsy store. At the time, up until December 14th, we are having a 50% off on our Etsy store on certain items. On our art store, we are having a 50% off your total purchase. So if you're looking for art to give loved ones, you can head to any one of those two. For our art store, use the coupon code Christmas 2024. Like I said, everything will be in the description for this video, so you can take a look at it. Like I said, that everything ends December 14th, but don't worry, we are having a sale after that, and also at the end of December. So this month is going to be nothing but sales, but at certain points, the percentages will be different. So just like Black Friday, how you have up to 60% off. Now we're doing 50%, and it'll be going down as we get closer to Christmas. And then on the last week, it might be a surprise. But anyways, working on Pacman Unhinged was very interesting. So I did a lot of sketches and looking for a lot of reference, especially for like snow mountains that had snow on it and ice and everything else. And I found it challenging, and then looking at how I wanted to do for the light source. So that was another thing that I also found challenging. I mean, I ended up printing it out once I was done, and I was writing down notes. If you follow us on Instagram, you might have seen that picture with me writing down notes about change this here, change that there. I ended up deciding to go with a 2 light source instead of 1, which at the time I was thinking about going with a 2 light source, but I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. But it turns out going with a 2 light source for this one would work out. I know for the hallway I was thinking, do I want a light source in there? And I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it without a light source in there. So I decided just to go for that. For Pacman, he's still gonna have his famous yellow color. I'm gonna make him look more like a ornament per se. So this way, you get the idea. For those who watched the cartoon during the 80s, I am going to keep that 80s feel, 80s vibe and from like the game, once you bite them, they only have their eyes, and they're going back to get their new clothes, to say the least. So I have that in there set. And then, coming up with the different colors that I might just keep it plain so that when they put it on, you can see the colors. I'm not too sure about that though. So I have to see how that would work, per se. I did mess with like different shading techniques because I wanted to play around with it to see how it would work and everything else. Of course, by the time I was done and I'm taking notes, I realized that I forgot to incorporate some ice figurines into the design, so I am actually going back and adding those elements in there. Another thing that when I was working on this, I realized that I have to put in the power pellets that, if you play the game, you'll see. But I don't know if I want to do that or not. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I haven't really decided yet. Maybe I'll just do like a quick, show a quick, drawing of it. You see like a power pellet, and maybe I'll have that as 1 light source for it, but I'm not sure. It's like one of those things where you have an idea in your head, but how strong is that light source? And I don't want to get too much into having a light source here and a light source there. But it's one of those wait and see, and let's see how it comes along. So what's today's video going to be about besides me talking about this? Let's talk about what are you happy for this holiday season. I know I'm happy for my health, my family, that I have a job, that I'm able to be here with you folks. That's what I'm happy about. I'm happy that, you know, business-wise, even though we haven't picked up to the way that I would like, but hey, you know what? Everything is a journey, and nothing can be rushed per se. I know for next year, we're going to be doing some changes. I'm actually going to be changing because I know everyone's saying find your niche and everything else, and I like to be all over the place, but I think I might stick to just doing like martial arts stuff, since that's what I do for exercise and that's what I like to do. So like a little bit more martial artwork per se in that realm. And see how that goes. I know I don't want to be the one chasing niche after niche after niche just to see what works. I've just figured stay with what you know and work in that realm. We did actually do journal covers, so that's something that we're going to be working on. Creating artwork for journals. Some people always need a journal to write in, to draw in, to express themselves per se. And I think that's something that we can do. I know a friend of mine, she bought one of my journals that I did on Etsy. So she should be getting it soon. So hopefully I'll see a picture of that and I can post that. Thank her for that. I know that one other thing that I would like to do is do some seamless videos, seamless pattern videos explaining, tips and stuff like that, what to look for, how would you go about creating a pattern per se, because I know that's something that maybe not a lot of people know the rules, where there are actually rules when it comes to designing a pattern, like repeat wise, what's your repeat size going to be, is it something that could fit into per se a certain width, certain height. So there's different aspects of that you always have to look into, and just doing little tips. So actually shapes, when designing a pattern, shapes actually come into play. So you may not notice it, but if you look at a pattern on a wall or whatnot, you can actually probably find shapes in there, in the motifs, like it's creating a shape. So we do have, there are unspoken rules in that. So I would like to talk about that in a sense, like, hey, did you know that having trouble coming through a design, why not, create a small circle or a small triangle and put it in different places, and then put your motifs on in those areas, and those areas would be there to help you with when it comes to designing the actual pattern per se. Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble talking and explaining myself today. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just tired. Been up since like 4 o'clock, waking up. Like I said, still doing a little bit of recovering, but it's more of aching bones and everything else. And it's funny, me and Arlie recently started going to LA Fitness by us, and I have to say it's pretty good. I do have my gripes, but in some cases it's not their fault. In other cases it's stuff they can probably take care of, but I'll leave my review, and a lot of people who've been leaving their reviews have all said the same thing about the place. But at some cases it's really not their fault. In other cases it's something that could probably be done and taken care of. But you know, of course, it's kind of hard when you have people there who think it's their house, and you know, they're also part of the problem. So I can see why that may be an issue, but you know, if you run a business, you have to figure out how to fix that part. Yeah. Yeah, so as you can see here, I'm actually putting in the markers for the snow. So the white part is actually going to be the snow. The dark part was going to be the shadow, but it was after that I printed it out, I realized, oh, you know, you can add some icicles or ice parts in here. So I'm actually going to go back to this and probably add those parts. I was also thinking about whether or not I wanted to actually leave this as a line art, this portion, or just and just put in mark out the areas for the shading, so at least this way you can tell the different parts. But I haven't decided yet, and I really actually wanted to have this done by Thanksgiving so I can put this on the site for sale for Christmas. But worst case, it'll be hopefully it'll be done the week before, and you know, worst case, if it's not bought for this season, it'll be available for next season. And I might do something different with this one, because there's a certain type of printing format I wanted to try, and this may be an excellent candidate for that. So it's just a matter of seeing how it'll go and how to set it up. And let's see. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's what's going on here on our end at Simon & Simon Art. Arlie's painting a new painting, like a woodsy style painting, which is actually coming along pretty good. And you know, she's really excited about it, so hopefully we can share that with you folks at home once it's done. And we'll also have that on the site. If not, you know, maybe we'll have it as a, no, I was thinking maybe as a tote bag also. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. Set up as a tote bag. You know, everyone always needs a tote bag, you know? Let's see. Yeah, I'm sitting there working on something with this thing and I'm not liking it how it comes along. So I'm recording and talking to you guys at the same time. But it is what it is. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and I also gotta find something showing Santa's workshop in that globe up there. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do it. So I wanna it'll probably be in shadow, and then everything else would, so it gives you an idea, oh, that's Santa's workshop. You know, or Christmas village, or whatever you want to call it. That's what's there. So let's see how that goes. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. You know, that I figured I just wanted to come up here, give everyone some news, early Christmas news about what's going on, how things are going over here, what's been going on, and you know, take it from there. But let's speak here about a couple of minutes. Oh, also, what is it that you would like to see from Simon & Simon Art? Like, what type of artwork would you like us to start showcasing or start drawing that might interest you? Because I'll be asking that question on our YouTube channel and also on our Instagram about what certain types of things they would like to see from us when it comes to folk art. Like, I know I'm doing a lot of martial arts stuff. I don't know what you might what you or the viewers would like to see us do. Is it something that, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing you guys do this, or I wouldn't mind seeing more of stuff from you guys on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. I know when it comes to TikTok, nobody knows what's going to happen down the road. It's like it looks like they want to try to close it down, and a lot of people actually use TikTok for their business. So, and I understand that. So that kind of sucks, because I know we use it also. Also, I keep saying this, and this is behind schedule, but we recently bought stickers paper that we want to do a review on. So maybe we'll get to that sometimes. We keep pushing it back and everything else, but other than that, I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for joining. I know it's not our typical, hey, we usually got music playing and you're listening to while you're seeing how we work, but this is actually the second part for Pacman Unhinged. This is where I'm just doing all the shading, blocking, and everything else. The first part was me drawing it out. You can actually see that in our YouTube channel. I'll actually put the link for it in the description. You'll go back to see how it started, and then I'll see you guys later. Peace.